Yo, what's up, premium chasers? In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys the top plays to be watching out for and setups this coming week. So if you're an option seller, you definitely want to make sure you stay to the end. Let's go. All right, guys, first and foremost, let's go over and just talk about this past week real briefly before we get into the setups of this coming week. Obviously, the S&P, as we kind of expected, was just about to trade sideways, right? There was really no crazy action or moves here. We're trading, kind of below, obviously, that 200-day moving average and right above that 300-day moving average, just kind of coasting. I think a lot of this is going to be like this, kind of just flatlining really till April 2nd, till we see what really comes of this tariff situation. So always keep an eye out. These are massive resistance levels. The 200-day moving average on SPY, obviously you guys have heard me talk about that a lot. And then that 300-day moving average. If we start trading below that, that's usually a sign that we are going into a bear market and into a potential, dare I say it, recession. But let's go over some of the plays, guys. You already know I was talking about Boeing earlier in the month when it crossed below this bottom Bollinger Band, and we were doing cash secured puts pretty much all the way down. Congrats to those of you in the community and stuff that, took advantage of Boeing. I mean, Boeing, come on, guys. It wasn't, again, it's just one of those things where it's like there's a great opportunity, and if you believe in the stock, that's fantastic. But it's nice that you can get in and out of those cash secured puts pretty much in literally less than a month. The really started trading really below this bottom Bollinger Band around the 3rd and 4th of March, and really just took a dump till the 10th and started recovering at that point, being able to close out those positions. Right now, if you did get assigned on your Boeing shares, my recommendation is just run the covered calls. Obviously, do your own research, do your own due diligence. I'm just a dude on the internet. But I do like that we have now recovered. Look at this. We recovered really quickly from that 200- and 300-day moving average. Now it's trading at 178 right now. Obviously, no real opportunity for cash secured puts, but a great opportunity to start getting into those covered calls if you own 100 shares of Boeing. Moving on to our next setup that we are looking at right now, Southwest, guys. I said when the CPI report came out that there were going to be a lot of fares being reduced, and that's really when all of this kind of stemmed from all of this. But great news obviously coming out from Southwest. This is a fantastic opportunity to get in some covered calls if you have them, okay? We have blown past this top Bollinger Band really for this, this past entire week. So if you have 100 shares of Southwest, this is a great time to start locking in those profits. You could say we're trading well below that 200 and 300-day moving average. Expect this to really kind of come back, right? We're obviously testing a support level here of $34, $34.83 right here. You could see last time we hit that, we kind of started retracting back into the Bollinger Band area. So keep an eye out. My recommendation always is, guys, lock in gains, right? If you're selling options, I usually recommend whatever your risk tolerance is, 20 to 30% of your portfolio. The point of this portfolio is to lock in gains and then have like a 70 to 80% of your portfolio basically buying your major funds and index fund. But you could see 71 on the RSI. This thing is terribly overbought right now, in my opinion. Even though great news coming out from them, it's gonna come back to reality here soon. Next one we are looking at is SoFi, right? A lot of people in our community were doing cash secured puts this past 2 weeks here when we were trading below these below this Bollinger Band. You guys already know when you're below that Bollinger Band, even working towards that bottom Bollinger Band, great time to do your cash secured puts. Collect that juicy premium. I don't know if you guys, I'm trying out a new setup. I don't know if you guys are going to hear the juice button. Maybe I'll just keep it right here, right? So this is our juice button. Say hi. Right now, you could potentially maybe get out of your cash secured puts. So I had this question, actually. I don't want to divert this because I know we're kind of going through all of our setups and stuff, but I had a question from a lot of people in our community because we've had some amazing premiums collected over these past 2 weeks, especially being able to close out cash secured positions early. So people are like, well, when do I do it? How do I know when to do it? Well, this is why I recommend you join our free Facebook group, get our calculators in there, because I'm not going to go into all of that right now, but I usually like to lock in about 80% of my premium. So if I can let's say I got $100 in premium, if I can close my position out and pay $20 of that back and keep $80, I'm going to do that. That way it frees up my collateral to go run other plays, okay? The second thing is a lot of times in a market like this, I hate to say it because we're not day traders. We're not the Picassos of the candlesticks. We're boring, silly option sellers, right? We just collect in the poker chips, right? But with that said, the market that we are in right now is blessing us because we're able to get in and out of trades a lot faster than normal, guys. It's extremely volatile markets right now. So don't get used to this, right? Especially a lot of you that are inside like the school, option seller school and stuff like that. Like, don't get used to, some of you posting, you got in and out of trades and got like 3% and stuff. Like, don't get used to that. But if you do usually lock in 1 to 2%, let's say you got, a lot of people did NVDA, right? Hold on, I did post it. I posted a bunch of our link to our Facebook group. All the resources are in there as well as in the description. Should take a look. But this is inside our Facebook group. Posted a bunch of wins. So there was a lot of people that did NVDA, right? Where you could close it out early. I don't see where they actually were to show you guys the actual example. But the point I'm trying to make here, right, is if a stock, let's say you got on NVIDIA, right, and it just shoots up like the next day on you, right? It just shoots up the next day on you, and you locked in a 1% on your money, on your collateral, I would close it out, right? Like, you just made 1% on your money in a single day. That is fantastic. We had a lot of that happening today, this past week, especially even with Amazon and stuff like that. Amazon, like, you were able to get in and out of Amazon stuff so quickly. It was just so cool to see. But next stock we're looking at is Apple. Again, I think there's still opportunity here. I still think, this is still a great stock if you're looking at the potentially like the 210s, 205s, maybe the 200s. The premium won't be as juicy there, obviously, but if you go and look, we're still playing with that 300-day moving average here of 212, right? Anything below that, if we see this really work down towards that below that 300-day moving average, that's going to be a great opportunity to do some cash secured puts, even below 200 Amazon, right? It's sad to say here. I feel like not so long ago I was like buying Amazon at 100, and now it's over 200. You just always wish you bought more, right? But that's going to be a great time to get into some cash secured puts. Still fairly oversold on the RSI, so great opportunity there. NVIDIA has been good to us and our community. I mean, like, guys, it's being an option seller, life's pretty boring, right? You're kind of just like hanging around watching for things to happen. You're not really you're not a day trader, right? You're not like drawing on candlesticks and all that nonsense. That's not what I do. If you want to learn more about what we do with selling options, I'll leave the links in the description. Go take a look. They'll be in the pinned comment too. But with that said, right, you could see with NVIDIA, because it's so volatile, because it's basically playing with this, middle Bollinger or top Bollinger Band, comes down to the bottom, comes back to the top, goes down, right? What we're able to do is we're able to open up the cash secured puts down here, and it retracts back up literally not even a couple days later, and then we're able to close out that position and secure basically a roughly 1.5, maybe 1 to 2% gain in a matter of a days. And to me, I'm slow and steady. If you listen, if you guys know anything about me, that's how I like it. I've tried all the risky stuff in my past life. I don't like to do risky stuff. No meme coins, no buying options, none of that. I keep this strategy extremely simple for myself. Listen, for me, simplicity is key because I want to go live my everyday life, play golf, do fun things, take my daughter to her golf lessons, right? Like, hang out with my family, right? Like, do all those fun things, right? And like, that's just, it works for me. Okay. So again, Apple right between those, right again, sideways, kind of like SPY, right? Just playing between the 200 and 300-day moving average. Moving on to the next one. I know a lot of y'all hate it, but AMD has a place in my heart, and I think this is still a fantastic company to be doing cash secured puts on below 100. I'm sorry, it just is, right? The 300-day moving average of 149, 200-day moving average of 139, right? Like, and it's just been kind of hanging around in this high 90 and now obviously in the 100 area, but still the premiums are fantastic here, playing just right in that middle Bollinger Band area, 51 on the RSI. So it's just kind of sitting around waiting. If you want to be on the safe side, guys, because I think the rest of this month is kind of going to be sideways, and then whatever happens on April 2nd, like, that's going to be a big thing, right? Like, it's going to make or break. There's going to be there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets right now. So you're seeing big price swings. But if you just stick to the plan, Stick to the plan of buying companies at discounts that you actually like, you really can't lose, okay? But you only get into sketchy stuff when you start going into weird stuff. Like if you went into AMD, but you don't even like AMD, just because you want to collect juicy premium, right? Moving on to the next one, guys. I've been talking about Google how long? Pretty much every single video I release, I'm talking about Google, because I think this is if I only could pick one company, right, to invest in really at the levels that everything's currently at, it would be Google. Like that's it. Because again, trading below 200-day moving average, 300-day moving average, still fairly oversold here as 38 on the RSI, right? Working really just, again, kind of hanging out here below the middle and bottom Bollinger Band area. Again, like a lot of companies and stocks have been trading at, and, you know, obviously SPY. But we're just kind of, everything's kind of just coasting right now. But still, I think there's great opportunities here, especially with Google, guys. Like Google is one of the companies that's going to obviously reap the benefits of like robotics, AI, quantum computing, all those things. Like, I'm sorry, just like, look, it dominates obviously search, YouTube, all those things. So again, this is probably like my favorite company right now. And then obviously we got to talk about Tesla, because I know a lot of you like to get into Tesla. I'm not touching Tesla whatsoever. I am a Tesla supporter, guys. All right, whatever, say what you will. You know, I do enjoy Teslas, and I think they make a fantastic product. But I think there's just too much uncertainty for me, and too much risk for my blood. But it is a good. I mean, if you believed in Tesla at 400, and you should still believe in it right now, right? Then you should be looking at cash secured puts and stuff. We're trading right around that 300-day moving average. Guys, go to click the link in the description. Also, I'll leave a link for our Facebook group down there, and it's a good time. I post different ideas that I have in there, different kinds of market updates and stuff, and it's just a fun community of people. I'll also leave a bunch of other links down there for you guys as well to get you started collecting some of these juicy premiums. Guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I will see y'all tomorrow.